I don't know Kyle Singler personally. I did watch him play college ball. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a Duke Blue Devil fan. If I was Coach K right now and he's retired, I would absolutely find out where Kyle is and I would hitch a ride or a plane all the way where Kyle Singler is and try to figure out what is going on in this man's head. I did not watch the video. I heard about the video. I think there were a couple of posts on social media that people say that he doesn't look right. He doesn't look right in that mental situation. And this has been going on for professional athletes ever since they walk away from sports. I've seen it with actors. Jonathan Brandis. Does anybody remember him? Jonathan Brandis. He was in Ladybugs. He was in that Chuck Norris movie. What is it? Sidekicks. After he stepped away from his career in the movie business, he got into this dark situation, started doing drugs, started doing stupid things, and winded up hanging himself and killing himself because he had mental issues, because he didn't realize that his life meant anything after walking away from the movie business. When you are on top of the world, Jabba, you know this. When you're on top of the world and you're looked at as the savior, not only the savior, you're a fan favorite. You're a fan that wears your jersey and travels and wants to meet you, wants your autograph, and you feel like you're the center of attention. And then all of a sudden, with a blink of an eye, with the snap of the finger, you're gone. You disappear off the face of the earth. And there's nothing besides the money that you made and your family and maybe friends that you made in your career. There is nothing that you have to look forward to in your offset career time. Now, obviously, we've listened to Eric Hosmer. Eric Hosmer started obviously a podcast. There are people, there are athletes after they retire. There's opportunities for them to do other things, to work as an analyst, to write a book, or do something else, own a sports team, or own a clothing line. There's many different things. As you, Jabba, opening up, different restaurants, American whiskey, and doing the things that you do offset of your career as a baseball player. Kyle Singler, I don't know how much money he's made, and we can actually look it up. We can see how much his net worth is. I don't know how much money he has, but obviously not enough, because this guy looks like an absolute bum. I've seen pictures of him. He doesn't look healthy. He's not taking care of himself. Kyle Singler was a good-looking young man. I mean, when you go and play for Duke, you play for a world-renowned place like the Blue Devils, and you go to Duke, I mean, that's a top collegiate school. That you have to be smart to go to that school. I mean, you don't have to be stupid like Kyrie Irving, but you have to have some kind of intelligence to go and play for the Duke Blue Devils. So when you hear a story like this for a kid, and he is still a kid. I mean, he's in his 30s. He didn't have much of an NBA career. Maybe he, obviously organizations thought there was something not ticking right in his head, and maybe that's why he's not playing in the NBA anymore. Or maybe he wasn't good anymore. He wasn't good enough to stay in the NBA. Obviously, stuff behind the doors or stuff off the court was going on in this man's head, and he needed help. And his family should be finding ways to help him instead of him going on social media and making himself look like a complete idiot.
You never know what somebody's what they're thinking, feeling, if they're stuck. You get in your own headspace, and yeah, it's just everybody handles it different, and it's sad to see because having the opportunities that we do, and sometimes it's you got to ask for help. You can't feel like you're too prideful or whatever if you're in that spot and literally ask for help. Or I mean, obviously guys reached out and fire a message away. Obviously they're seeing everything. Like if you don't want to talk to a professional therapist or whatever, like talk to the buddies that have gotten out of the game. And Kevin Love came out and they like, yeah, we grew up playing against each other and got to know him very well. And so yeah, it's sad because you get stuck in a sinkhole and you feel like it just keeps getting deeper and deeper and you can't get out of it. So hopefully somebody has reached out. Hopefully somebody has, done something to, to get him the help that he needs. And I mean, that could just be talking to somebody. That could be, who knows? And like I said, it's very, you really don't know. And it's tough when you see it go on social media when it didn't really have to. And I don't know if that was a cry for help. I mean, that's just what it seems like. But you never know what anybody's going through. So, you got to hope and pray that he gets the help he needs, and he stays safe and can continue to grow and move on and live a healthy life and be better for it. So yeah, it's just fingers crossed and keep praying for him to hope that he gets the help he needs.
He's 36 years old. He's still fairly young. I mean, the guy didn't even start his life, and he's talking about death and all these crazy things that I'm reading the story right now. It's pretty sad. It was posted. There's a YouTube. I didn't get a chance to watch it. After the show, I'm going to get a chance to watch it, but he doesn't look sane. There's something going on brain-wise. And we've seen this before. I mean, you could be born with bipolar disorder and maybe you never knew you had it. And after your career, it starts to hit you. Things happen. I mean, there are so many things that can happen to you mentally. I know you can have a nervous breakdown. I've seen this before. I have a friend that killed himself, drug overdose. He didn't think that he had anything to live for, and he killed himself. And it's sad because his father killed himself. For the same thing happened to his father because he just wasn't happy with his life or where his life has taken him. And you try to be the best possible friend that you can be. And you try to be in that kid's life. You want to make sure that he's okay, that he's well enough to know that you're always going to be there for him. I don't know if Kyle Singler has that. I don't know his family personally. I know he has a brother named EJ Singler who plays in the NBA, or who played in the NBA. So it's not like he doesn't have somebody there. I know he's friends with the Plumlees, who have been in the league. There's 3 of them that have been in the league. So he's got a connection with a lot of these NBA players. Why, knowing that this was going on, and I'm sure this wasn't a secret. If you're talking to this guy and you've been speaking to this guy since he walked away from the game, and know that he's doing these weird things. It's not just, if you're going on social media and putting things out there, you obviously know he's doing things off social media that he shouldn't be. So why aren't you going over there? Why aren't you putting the time and effort into making sure that he is okay, that he's sane? I don't think he has any, I don't think he's dating anybody. Obviously he's single. And it looks like he's just in a bad situation. He's in a bad state of mind. I feel so bad. If I knew the kid and I could reach out to him and gave him a helping hand, I would absolutely do that. I just don't know him personally, and it's just a sad situation. I only hope that his family knows that if he doesn't get this kind of help, there could be consequences, and you could lose somebody like this.